नमस्ते बिटिया, सदा खुश रहो। Myself, GVN Dr. Hemant Vyas, Associate Professor and Head of Department of Surgery, Faculty of Homeopathic Science, Jyoti Vidyapit Women's University, Jaipur. Today we are going to discuss about an important topic from esophagus surgery, and the name of topic is Achalasia cardia. So let's begin. Achalasia cardia is a primary esophageal motility disorder. तो सबसे पहले हम ये जानते हैं कि कॉमन लैंग्वेज में या फिर नॉर्मली कंसेप्ट है क्या अक्लेशिया कार्डिया। सो अगर वर्ड मीनिंग को अगर हम देखते हैं अक्लेशिया, तो इसका मतलब क्या होता है। कैलेशिया का मतलब होता है रिलैक्सेशन एंड अकेलेशिया इज फेलियर टू रिलैक्स। तो अकेलेशिया किस चीज का हो रहा है यहाँ पे, अकेलेशिया कार्डिया, यानी यहाँ पे कार्डियक स्पिंक्टर ऑफ इसोफेगस जो है इसके बारे में बात हो रही है, दैट देयर इज फेलियर ऑफ रिलैक्सेशन ऑफ कार्डियक स्पिंक्टर ऑफ द इसोफेगस। चलिए अब इसको डिटेल में पढ़ते हैं। It is also called cardiospasm because of severe spasm of the circular muscle fiber of the lower end of esophagus। तो फ्रेंड्स यहाँ पे जब हम कार्डियोस्पाज्म बोल रहे हैं तो इसका मतलब यहाँ ये नहीं है कि हार्ट का स्पाज्म हो रहा है, इसका मतलब यहाँ पे ये है कि कार्डियक स्पिंक्टर ऑफ इसोफेगस का यहाँ पे कॉन्ट्रैक्शन हो रहा है। सो द कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड सेगमेंट डज नॉट रिलैक्स ड्यू टू एक्ट ऑफ swallowing। जनरली जब हम स्वेलो करते हैं तो उस समय हमारा कार्डियक स्पिंक्टर रिलैक्स हो जाता है और जो फूड है वो आसानी से स्टमक के अंदर चला जाता है। सो इन एक्लेशिया देयर इज फेलियर टू रिलैक्सेशन ऑफ द कार्डियक स्पिंक्टर ऑफ इसोफेगस। एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ दिस देयर इज डायलिटेशन, tortuosity and hypertrophy of the esophagus above. Incidents are 6 in 1 lakh population per year। उसके बाद देखते हैं इसका etiopathogenesis। Sometime it is idiopathic, so this occurs due to absence of degeneration of Auerbach plexus throughout the body of the esophagus, leading to improper integration of the parasympathetic impulse। This is called as primary achalasia। बिकॉज इसमें और कोई दूसरा कॉज नहीं है, जस्ट ये प्राइमरीली बॉडी के अंदर प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है। देन एक्वायर्ड वेराइटी, इट इज सीन इन साउथ अमेरिका कंट्रीज एंड इट इज कॉज्ड बाय ट्राइपोनेमा क्रूजी। तो ये इन्फेक्शन की वजह से वहाँ पे प्रोड्यूस होता है। आल्सो कॉल्ड एज चागास डिसीज और स्लीपिंग सिकनेस। So this organism destroys the ganglion cells of the Auerbach plexus। Then stress and emotional factor and vitamin deficiencies are also associated with this disease। Then pathophysiology, first of all, whatever may be the causative factor, it causes mesenteric plexus inflammation or damage। Then there is loss of inhibitory ganglion cells in mesenteric plexus, which result into neurotransmitter inhibition decrease। Then there is imbalance of acetylcholine and nitric oxide। All these things combine to result into achalasia cardia। Now classical achalasia, there is loss of ganglion cells and neural fibrosis occur। In vigorous achalasia, there is no loss of ganglion cells but ganglionitis occur। So clinical features, जनरली इसके अंदर 30 to 40 ईयर्स के वुमन में ये डिसीज मिलती है, कॉमनली मिलती है। द रेशियो ऑफ अफेक्टेड फीमेल्स टू मेल इज 3:1। तो फीमेल में इसका कॉन्सेंट्रेशन जो है, इंसिडेंस जो है वो ज़्यादा पाया जाता है। ट्रायड ऑफ एक्लेशिया कार्डिया, जनरली हमको एक्लेशिया में 3 चीज़ें दिखाई देती है, dysphagia, regurgitation, and weight loss. Dysphagia develops slowly and it is progressive. Solids by forming a bolus and aided by gravity as they touch the contracted segment may partially open up the sphincter, thus there is no dysphagia for solids. Dysphagia for liquid is an important feature and it results in regurgitation, esophageal pseudo vomiting. The regurgitation material contains foul smelling esophageal contents, malnourishment, ill health, and weight loss follows soon. Recurrent respiratory tract infections due to spillage of liquids can also occur. Features of anemia, glossitis, stomatitis, pallor, and bald tongue can also be present. Retrosternal discomfort and radiation of pain to the intrascapular region may also be present. Pseudoachalasia, tumors of cardia mimicking achalasia. Often patients present with features of recurrent recent achalasia, that is dysphagia, during endoscopy. Some difficulties are encountered, and once the scope enters the gastroesophageal junction, a growth will be seen. Investigations. So there are variety of investigations, but most important is barium swallow. A uniformly dilated esophagus above with a smooth tapering segment below, which gives a cucumber esophagus shape. In chronic cases, it may be sigmoid shaped. Then X-ray chest, mediastinal mass, that is pseudotumor produced by dilated esophagus, can be seen. Retrocardiac air fluid level is seen in the lateral view. Aspiration pneumonitis can be diagnosed. Plain X-ray abdomen erect. Fundic air bubble is absent because of the stasis of fluid in the esophagus. Esophagoscopy, it reveals a dilated sac containing stagnant food and fluid due to stasis, which splashes out with each heartbeat and with each respiratory movement. Then lower esophageal sphincter is closed with air insufflation. It has a rosette appearance. Esophagoscopy is also done to rule out proximal malignancy, also done to evaluate esophagitis, stricture or tumor at cardia. Then next is ultrasound. It may detect uh, subepithelial tumors, infiltration in secondary achalasia due to a distal carcinoma. Then complications of achalasia cardia. Due to prolonged stasis and chronic irritation, it can predispose to carcinoma of mid and lower esophagus, and hence it is precancerous condition. Squamous cell carcinoma is the most common type identified in a patient with achalasia. Now treatment. Aim of the treatment is to cure the disease. More importantly, the obstruction at lower end of esophagus must be relieved. Modified laparoscopic Heller's cardiomyotomy is the choice of surgery now. Heller's cardiomyotomy, the aim to reduce outflow resistance at the lower esophageal sphincter with a left thoracoabdominal incision. The esophagus and the stomach are completely mobilized. The contracted segment is felt between the fingers. A 7 to 10 centimeter long incision is made through the lower end of the esophagus and carried over to the stomach. The muscles are cut till the mucosa bulges out. The myotomy should extend proximally up to the aortic arch and distally up to stomach to 1 to 2 centimeter below the junction. Success rate is about 90%. 3 to 5% of the patients develop reflux esophagitis, which needs to be treated conservatively. The next choice of treatment is forceful dilatation. By using pneumatic balloon, the balloon is positioned under fluoroscopic control within lower end of esophagus. Recurrence are common. Then we can also inject botulinum toxin. It is injected into the lower esophageal sphincter endoscopically. Injection acts by interfering with cholinergic excitatory neural activity at lower esophageal sphincter and blocking acetylcholine release from nerve. It is temporary and repeated injections are necessary. Now other drugs like sublingual nifedipine can produce short-term relief. Endoscopic myotomy, popularly called as POEM. In this, through endoscope, a submucosal injection of the mixture of indigo, rock, epinephrine and saline is done. A 2 centimeter long incision is made and submucosal tunnel is created. Then circular muscle bundle is cut slowly beginning from 7 to 8 centimeter above gastroesophageal junction to 2 to 3 centimeter below gastroesophageal junction. So that's it from the today's presentation. This session is powered by digital version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. Hope you are satisfied with this digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will try to resolve it. Thank you very much.